Hi, everyone. This is Marc Bates, and you've reached the Rabbit Room Apologetics Podcast. Thanks for joining us. This episode is entitled The Organic Architecture of Pauline Soteriology, Reclaiming the Covenantal Narrative of the Cross Within the Promised Plan of God. Let's get into it. Most of us have been taught to read the Apostle Paul's letters through the lens of Western systematic theology, assuming that this doctrine of salvation is primarily a timeless, abstract legal transaction. We are frequently told that the cross was a mechanical equation rooted in medieval satisfaction theories or reformed penal substitution. In this view, salvation is framed as a cosmic courtroom dilemma where God the Father must pour out retributive wrath upon the Son to appease his own unyielding justice and pay a quantitative debt. Because we have unknowingly absorbed these post-biblical philosophical frameworks, most people believe that Paul was a Hellenistic innovator who invented a new religion completely severed from the historical covenant story of the Old Testament. But there is a massive historical glitch that completely shatters this reductionist myth. Paul did not write abstract systematic treatises. His letters are occasional documents written to address specific situations in early Christian communities. When you step back into the ancient Hebraic cognitive environment, you realize that Paul's brief formulaic phrases about the cross were shorthand allusions that presupposed a shared foundation of knowledge. They were never meant to be isolated legal mechanisms, but rather they pointed directly back to the organic, unfolding promised plan of God. So let us systematically break down this old belief by looking at how Paul actually understood the cross within this covenantal narrative. Some modern scholars have mistakenly argued that Paul reasoned backward from a predetermined solution to humanity's plight, treating the cross as an automatic cosmic mechanism. But Paul's foundational story is the shared progressive narrative of Israel's election, the tragedy of exile, and the prophetic hope of eschatological restoration. Within this worldview, Jesus' death was not an abstract penal transfer where God abused his Son to satisfy wrath. Instead, the cross was the historical consequences of Jesus' perfect covenantal obedience to his messianic vocation amidst systematic evil and rebellious spiritual powers. So here we go to our first verse. It's 2 Corinthians 5:21. This is Paul talking. For our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. When Paul uses phrases like Christ was made to be sin or become a curse for us, he is echoing the covenant curses of Deuteronomy and the vicarious suffering of the Isaianic servant. God treated his Son as a sinner simply by permitting his execution under human authorities, not by a hidden transaction of divine wrath. Furthermore, in the ancient Israelite mind, sacrifice was not about mechanical appeasement. In the cultic system, blood functioned as a ritual detergent designed to cleanse the cosmic temple from the pollution of human sin. So this would be Romans 3:25, whom God put forward as appropriation by his blood to be received by faith. This was to show God's righteousness, because in his divine forbearance he had passed over former sins. So blood, everything's about the blood here. When Paul calls Jesus our sacrifice of atonement or mercy seat, he is revealing that Jesus' self-offering purifies God's people and demonstrates the Creator's long-promised covenant faithfulness to the nations. So what is the new reality and the payoff beat for your faith today? The true mechanism of your salvation is not found in a cold legal ledger, but in God's triumphant response to the Messiah's faithfulness. It is the resurrection and exaltation of Jesus that vindicate his obedience, inaugurate the new covenant, and officially disarm the rebellious principalities and powers. And here we go, it's in Colossians 2:15. He disarmed, talking about Christ, he disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in him. Okay? So Christ's victory was his death on the cross. Because of this victory, you are invited into a profoundly non-supersessionist reality. As a Gentile believer, you are graciously grafted into the nourishing olive root of Israel, creating one new humanity without erasing the irrevocable, concrete promises God made to the Jewish people. You are not just resting in a passive legal pardon. You are called to actively embody covenant faithfulness as the restored image of God, anticipating the day when Messiah returns to consummate his promised plan and unite heaven and earth in the New Jerusalem. And if you watch any of my videos or read any of my writings, you'll see I constantly go back to Revelation 21:22. The New Jerusalem is the ultimate destination for all believers, and that's what we're looking for. Always keep that in mind. If you want to continue stripping away modern philosophical myths and recovering the ancient supernatural architecture of the scriptures, make sure to hit that subscribe button to the Rabbit Room Apologetics channel. Okay? Now, as always, this video is just a shorthand summary, a quick introduction to this article, The Organic Architecture of Pauline Soteriology, Reclaiming the Covenant Narrative of the Cross Within the Promised Plan of God. You'll find this on my Substack. The link to it will be in the description of the video, so you'll find it there. The other thing you'll find on there is this video here, which is a podcast. It's a reading of the article, right? It was changed just slightly to make it easier for listening, so some of the references are taken out. But once again, it's always there for you to come back here to find the biblical references and look them up. They're mentioned, but they're not listed in the audio quite so much. So you have quite a bit that you can work with on this. You've got this and that. The other thing that you can look into, if you're interested, is a new function. And once again, the link for this will be out there on the website. This is my playlist. These are my commentaries. Right now we're working through Genesis. This is a 3-year project for me. Okay. I'm going to do a commentary on every chapter in the Bible over 3 years. So if you ever wondered, like, why should I be reading Numbers? What's so important about it? Well, I'll give you clues as to why it's important to read every chapter of Numbers. And they'll be in the Numbers chapter. You want to know about all the lesser prophets. You want to know about all the Pauline letters. We'll have references to all of that. Look for the commentaries. Stay with me. It's 3 years. I mean, you'll walk through the entire Bible in 3 years this way. Okay, so you have those things. As always, if you like kind of what you're seeing here with behind me, which is the Logos Bible software, a link will be on there as well where you can get a free trial to look at it. Hey, this is the best Bible study software. It's the epitome of them all. I've been using it for well over 20 years. Take a look at it. If you're thoroughly interested in this, it might be well worth your time. Okay? So be blessed. As always, if something in here caught your attention, you have a question, or you want me to think about something else to talk about, leave me a note. Leave me a comment. I answer every comment that everyone sends to me. Okay? And I look forward to them. Some of them are really great. I've been getting some great comments here that have made me think and have to write an answer to, and then that actually led to some of the videos. So I do listen to all your comments, really. So do that and be blessed. Have a great day in God, and remember, God is good all the time.